The following is a commercial program paid for by Little Rock Trojan Sports Properties, Learfield, and the University of Arkansas, Little Rock. The opinions and views expressed belong to its sponsors and are not those of Mission Broadcasting Incorporated, Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their affiliates or employees.
There is a new head Trojan in Little Rock to lead Little Rock's team. He's no stranger to Arkansas and the game of basketball. He has coached in the NBA and now brings his coaching ability to Little Rock to lead the Trojans. This is the Darrell Walker Coaches Show with host Ray Tucker. The Darrell Walker Coaches Show is brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, Cleve Addy Incorporated, Zips Car Wash, Glazers Distributing, and these fine brands. We urge you to drink responsibly. And Dillard's Department Stores. Here with Ray Tucker is head Trojan, Darrell Walker.
It's what I call an unusual week in Sunbelt play for the simple reason it was rivalry week. So therefore, you only play one game instead of two. We normally play Thursday, Saturday, Coach Walker. Do you like that setup where you get a little break?
Yeah, especially with my team with the injuries that we have, it was gladly needed. We were able to get healed a little bit and work on some things in practice we need to work on.
All right, so when we say rivalry week, that means it's Arkansas State. And so second time this season, played those guys, this time up in Jonesboro.
No, a very good basketball game. The last time they beat us 83-84 here at the Jack Stevens Center, and pretty good game down there up in Jonesboro, just didn't get the win.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights from that one. It was Saturday afternoon. It was a late afternoon game, a 4 o'clock game, and again, the final score was 72-65. They had a very nice crowd, very vocal.
Very vocal crowd. I ignored all the things that were said to me. That's Nicola making a beautiful move right there. He played well, and I think 16 or 18 points. Had no answer for him.
All of our conference games are on ESPN Plus, and so people get an opportunity to see that. And a lot of times we get really, really great video because of that.
No, we get great video, we get great coverage. I was just telling one of my assistant coaches that it's great that all these kids that we have on this team, all their parents can see them play every night on the road and at home.
Nicola with a fall-away J there, and kind of a new move for him.
Well, I've never seen that move.
I hadn't either.
The kid is really gifted. You want him to shoot threes, Ray, which he can do too, but he's really a talented player, and really looking forward to him to keep developing. That's Ray John with just a powerful, powerful move to the basket and one.
He had a play in that game where he was out maybe on the right elbow and just absolutely exploded past everybody and slammed it down.
No, that was a powerful move. This is just wow. That's just going through a guy right there. That's just power, upper strength.
Young man continues to play 35-plus minutes a game.
Oh, he's playing well. I mean, he's young. He can play as many minutes as I can give to him. That's
the one I was talking about.
That's an NBA elite power move right there. And Ray John has a ceiling that he hasn't even reached yet, Ray. So I'm looking forward to him to keep developing this year and on to next year.
That should have been on SportsCenter right there. That's a big-time dunk.
Dre Burns, shooting a little floater right there, one of the best in the country at shooting floaters in mid-range game.
Our guys are still banged up a little bit. Marquise Knowles, normally your starting point guard. Dre comes off the bench, but we had to alter that.
Yeah, Dre's been playing a position that's really not his natural position at the point guard position. Dre is really a guy I like to bring off the bench that can really come in and score points. That's Ray John pulling up, shooting a beautiful jump shot there. He has we never talk about the beautiful stroke that he has as a shooter.
He ended up with a double-double, 24 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, he's capable of getting a double-double. I mean, because he has an NBA elite body and he can really flat-out rebound the basketball. That's Nicola right there. A nice finish right there by the big guy.
You guys have been banged up all season long, and so therefore you can't play the tempo that you would like to play.
No,
right
early
now.
in the year, Ray, you've been covering us. We were averaging about 78, 80 points a game, really getting the ball up and down the court. But so many guys have been hurt and banged up that the tempo has slowed down, and that's fine. I'll just play through Nicola and Chris Bankston and play off of that. We're still capable of winning games.
Here's Bankston taking it hard to the rack.
Chris Bankston, what an unbelievable dunk. I'm sure he's still shooting about 80% from the field. He really, really, really attacks the basket. They didn't cover Nicola, didn't come and double him, and I told him to take his time and be patient, Ray. And that's where I see some growth with him. He's being patient on the block and taking his time. The double team doesn't come. He just takes his time and goes to work.
Very delightful young man out of Bosnia, 6'10" freshman.
Oh, he's happy to be here. What a beautiful shot by Dre Burns right there. We're going to need a little bit more scoring out of Dre, I think, on this road trip coming up when we go to Atlanta and Statesboro.
Got Georgia Southern on Thursday, and Statesboro, and then we'll talk more about that later in the show, though.
Yeah, that's Ray John making a beautiful move again. The big guy, he can shoot it from the outside. He definitely can post up. He's really going to be a good player. He has a chance, boy. He's going to be a good player.
I think that surprises a lot of people. Maybe first time they see him.
Surprise you, Ray.
Yeah, and he's knocking down threes. They go, that guy doesn't normally do that, does he? Oh, yes, he does.
They know he can shoot it, so they great pump fake, put the ball on the floor, and got to the basket. Look at this nice. You're talking about 6'11", man. That's really smooth.
Now that's something we're not seeing him do all year. Put the ball on the floor.
He can't put the ball on the floor. The future's bright. I think he's gotten really more comfortable, Ray, and that's good for us, not good for our opponents. Good read by Marquise right there. They went under the screen, wide open shot.
You shot 41.8% for the game. We were 5 of 14 on threes.
Well, we didn't shoot really good. You know, we're a pretty solid shooting team. Didn't shoot the ball well, Ray. That's Ray John making a shot right there. And, we turned the ball over too many times. Let's just be honest about that, Ray. I can live with the 41%, but the 16 turnovers is what bothered me.
This game was tied 4 times and was close, a little closer than the final score.
Right. It was a very good basketball game. They played well. We played well. We just didn't get it done. Had a couple of guys foul out. Beautiful high-low action right there between Kamani and Nicola right there. Nicola fouled out, and then so did Kamani. So 2 of our bigs fouled out of the game.
And you're talking about Kamani and Nicola, two true freshmen there.
Yeah, 2 freshmen. I keep saying it, Ray. You've been covering it a long time. We're gonna have a chance to be pretty good, man. And the season is not over as far as I'm concerned. So we're just trying to get to New Orleans and win some basketball games.
I know you don't address the injury issue, but I'll tell you what, you've had your bumps and bruises this year.
Well, I wish I could have my whole team right now and play the pace we played early in the year, but we can't do that right now, and that's fine. We'll find a way to win. That's my job, to find a way to win, and we'll do it.
All right, that's going to do it. Again, the final score, Arkansas State won that one 72-65. We'll be back with more of the Darrell Walker Coaches Show right after this timeout.
Ad. Shameful. There's never an acceptable reason for driving dirty. Not with Zips Unlimited Wash Club. For as little as $14.95 a month, members join unlimited washes. That's less than 50 cents a day. So, show some pride and Zips your ride. Join Zips Unlimited Wash Club today. Zips 3-minute car wash. Zip in, zip out, zip on.
When did too big to fail replace too smart to fail? When did trend overtake truth? When did putting clients first stop being second nature? For us, never.
You can't take a risk in any investment that if it goes wrong and you lose it all, that you endanger the ability of the firm to survive. And that's really what Wall Street forgot.
So when do you want to learn more about Stephens, one of the country's most successful investment banking firms?
Looking for something dependable this outdoor season? Then you're ready for Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs offers you a full line of steel products built for power and dependability. Trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, edgers, and lots more. Steel products provide comfort and features that help you get the job done right. Craig and the staff at Cleve Addy have a long list of satisfied customers because your needs are their top priority. Are you ready for more power? Get to Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs today.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
When a new coach takes over a program, the first thing he does, he goes and meets with his players. Secondly, he goes and hires a coaching staff. Time now to meet the guys that Darrell chose to help him take the Trojans to among the elite in the Sun Belt Conference.
When you watch a TV game involving a Power 5 school, you'll be amazed by the number of people on the bench. Oftentimes, it looks like there's a coach for every 3 players, but that's not the case. Money, though, dictates how many staff members a head coach might employ. Here at Little Rock, first-year head coach Darrell Walker has a staff of 4. Charles Baker is the veteran of the group. His resume includes stops at the likes of Colorado, Kansas State, and Louisiana Tech. A native of North Little Rock, he and Walker were not strangers.
We've always known who one another was, and about maybe about 10 years ago. He gave me a call out of the blue. He was coaching in the NBA at the time, and he told me that he was really looking to get into college basketball, and he just wanted to talk to a college basketball guy and get all the pointers that he could.
You're noted as a recruiting guru, and that is a tough job.
Well, it is, and anybody tell you it's the lifeblood of any program, and being from Central Arkansas, growing up in North Little Rock, being in North Little Rock and Little Rock most of my life, it's an easy sell job for me because this is a special area for me. So, whereas some people in the past may have found it a little difficult to sell this city, that's not an issue with me.
Coach Walker brought with him from Clark, Atlanta, Alfred Jordan and Dee Frazier. Jordan, like Baker, truly enjoys the recruiting aspect of the job and was thrilled to get a chance to move up to D1.
I was very excited, coming from where I came from the last 8 years. I was looking to advance in my career, and once he gave me the opportunity to jump from a low major Division II to a mid-major Division I, I was ecstatic, and I embraced the opportunity.
Your impression of Little Rock when you got here? The school and the town?
Well, the town, when I first landed, the first thing I said to Coach Walker was, where's the buildings? Coming from New York, and then, being in Atlanta, I'm used to the high rises, and it was nothing but flat land until we actually started driving towards the city, and I started to see some of the buildings, and I was like, okay, maybe I can work with this.
30-year-old Matt Wise played college ball in Kentucky. His college coaching career, though, started at Florida. He spent 2 years as a graduate assistant on Coach Billy Donovan's staff.
I had spent 5 years at Wyoming and was looking to get from a player development type spot to an assistant coaching spot. And I had one of our assistants out of nowhere last spring come into my office and say, Matt, have your phone by you. I think Darrell Walker at Little Rock's going to call you. Be ready to take the call. I immediately hop on my computer, start looking things up, start realizing, wow, what an accomplished coach. Been through more than a lot of coaches that I even know have. And he called me, and he was who he is, and he was who the culture is in the very first conversation we had. He was bluntly honest. He didn't hold anything back. And he was one of the most clearest, concise speakers I've ever known. Flew out here on an interview. We had a good relationship. Got to work the guys out in front of him, and I thought the connection was there pretty quickly.
One of the most time-consuming and important positions on any staff is that of the basketball operations guy. Logan Doms is in his second year with the Trojans. What does his job entail?
So I do a little bit of everything. Honestly, my main job is to take care of Coach and what he needs and what he wants done. So that can include everything from day-to-day operations here to big picture budget issues and looking at stuff down the road, scheduling, planning ahead, road trips, travel, really a little bit of everything.
How far in advance do you have to book flights and rooms and all of that stuff?
We usually start in August or September, so several months in advance. Kind of depends on where we're going. Conference slate is usually pretty predictable and repeatable year to year, but then we usually have a few non-conference games that are exciting, take us to different locations, things like that.
The fourth member of the staff is Dee Frazier. Dee serves as the video coordinator. It's somewhat of a new job in college hoops, but one that has had a real impact on the sport. Instead of spending hours going back and forth on video game tape, guys like Dee simplify the process and preparation.
I think it's one of the toughest jobs in all of college basketball. You pretty much getting your team prepared by showing them film of rights and wrongs and showing them film of your opponents.
So on a day-to-day basis, what do you do?
I'm always with Coach Walker. We're just pretty much going through our next opponent and showing our guys their rights, their wrongs, and the other team's tendencies, so that pretty much we'll be ready for them.
So when the game is over, your job's not over?
No, not at all.
It's just kind of starting, is it not?
Just kind of starting from getting the film right after the game, showing it with Coach Walker as soon as possible, breaking down edits, and then we're getting ready for our next game.
Darrell Walker, not easy to hire a coaching staff, but you hired a bunch of good guys who know what they're doing.
Oh man, because you got to hire good guys because you're going to be around these guys all the time, Ray. So my staff, Coach Baker, I've known a long time. Plus, I wanted a guy that has done it for a long time. He's done it at a high level for 21 years. I brought Alfred Jordan with me from Clark, Atlanta, along with Dee Frazier, our video guy, and Matt Wise and Logan was already here, and I kept Logan around. So I have a good mixture of myself and Baker being the older guys and then some younger guys up under us.
All right, we'll take a break. Back with more of the Darrell Walker Coaches Show right after these messages.
When you choose West Rock Coffee, you realize that it's much more than coffee. This coffee is changing lives from crop to cup. Join us by making a difference, one sip at a time. Find West Rock Coffee at your neighborhood grocery store or on Amazon Prime.
Little Rock Trojan fans, you don't want to miss the 2019 Sun Belt Conference slate. Get to the Jack Stevens Center with your own conference flex plan, or by getting your group to the Jack with some of the top experiences in Little Rock. With 18 home games between our men's and women's programs, you don't want to miss out on the action. Be sure to call the Trojan Ticket Office today at 565-8257 or visit lrtrojans.com for more information. This is our city and our team, so make sure to come out and support your Trojans.
This year, make your outdoor living area more enjoyable. Get yourself an Exmark mower from Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs. Use what the pros trust and come demo the Exmark Radius Zero-Turn Rider or the Quest for commercial-grade residential landscaping needs. Purchasing Exmark products is easy and affordable with their special finance offers. Craig and the staff at Cleve Addy can get you what you need and repair what you already have. Are you summer ready? Get to Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs today.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
As everyone probably knows, every college basketball team has a special group of people who work behind the scenes. Tonight we'd like to say a special thanks to those that are basketball managers, and they are Jasmine Wilhelm, she is our head manager, Aaron Thomas, Breon Baker, Kadarius Baggett, and a graduate assistant, Deshaun Kelly. Let's first of all take a look at the story for Breon Baker.
Well, Breon came in at the beginning of the season, and I could tell right away that he'd come from a great program. He's been with a great coach the last couple of years, and right away I could tell he had a great work ethic, and he was ready to put the team first, and high attention to detail guy. And really, ever since we kind of got him indoctrinated into our culture, he's done a great job for us. Every week's been better than the last, and personally, I don't know how I'd make it through a road trip without him. It's been huge for us.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm Breon Baker. I'm a manager here with Little Rock Basketball. And originally I played basketball, but after tearing my meniscus 3 different times, I had to call it quits. But I still get to be around the game. I love basketball every single day, and that's just a blessing. Being around all of these intelligent coaches, Coach Wise, Coach Baker, Coach Jordan, video coordinator D, I'm just soaking up a lot of knowledge, and it's a blessing to be able to do that every single day. Being around Logan, basketball director, just he took me under his wing. He helped me out with a lot of things. He let me see things in a different light, and it's a great feeling. And I can't leave out Coach Walker. Coach Walker, that man is that's one of the most intelligent basketball brains I've ever been around.
Good managers are like good referees. If you are talking about them, then they probably messed up. I don't talk about Breon a lot. Kid doesn't mess up. I don't know what more you could want to know. Manager, really.
I mean, I like Breon. He's a really dedicated young man who likes his job and keeps doing it very well.
The best thing about being a manager is just the experiences and the brotherhood. Like, I'm meeting people that I would have never met if I wasn't part of this program, and it's just a brotherhood that's gonna last for the rest of my life. And some of these experiences just like I can't even describe. Like, before I was part of this program, I had never been on a plane before, so I'm blessed to be part of this program. I'm being able to take trips and I'm helping out. I'm being able to help. be around the sport that I love. So it's just all around, it's a great experience.
You know, Breon, that's my guy, you feel me? I'll be coming to the manager game, watching Poop. He needs to work on handle a little bit more. He's selfish, don't play no defense.
And he tried to hoop. They don't have a jump shot. He's a point forward. He's a forward, but he tried to run a point.
Breon don't listen to nobody. He had 3 surgeries and he think he still can hoop.
Breon is a good kid. He goes around, make sure we got everything. He thinks he can hoop. He actually can, and that's pretty much it.
They sit front row and watch me get the other manager's 30. They watched it, and for them to say that, it really kind of hurt me.
It's my guy though. I love him.
I have been involved in college sports for a long, long time. You've got some of the nicest, young, outstanding guys that I've been around a long time.
These managers are they're so funny. They're really good people, and a couple of them think they're basketball players, so that becomes hilarious all the time when they try to play basketball.
One of our other managers is Aaron Thomas. He hopes one day to put the word coach in front of his name. Here's his story.
So Aaron joined our program 2 years ago now, and as of today, he's basically a veteran. Acts like a veteran. I treat him like a veteran. He does an outstanding job. The thing about Aaron is he's unbelievably hardworking. He goes to school full time. He's a manager full time. He goes on almost every single road trip with us. He has for 2 years, and he works 3, 4, 5 days a week, working shifts at Walmart.
Hi, my name is Aaron Thomas. I'm a Little Rock manager. My major is health education, and I'm a sophomore. What made me want to become a manager was I thought it would be one step closer to becoming a coach, because that was my dream job. The best thing about being a manager is the manager game.
I respect Aaron a lot because he makes sure everything just runs smooth when we're away. He's everything on time.
Aaron, that's my dog, you know, funny, outgoing, you know, goofy, he like to dance, he get on my nerves though, but that's my guy.
My man Aaron, he's a quiet dude, but he get his job done. He still thinks he can shoot, but he really can't. He trash.
And man, he a good dude, good manager. He always doing his job. He be helping me rebound when I'm, you know what I'm saying, shooting, stuff like that. He a good dude.
Aaron is maybe my favorite manager at Little Rock. He's in my opinion, the hardest working one.
He's a willing helper, always ready. You call him up, he'll come. You need to shoot, work on your game, so he's always positive energy, great vibes.
Coach Walker, you made the comment off camera. That is a thankless job.
Oh, it is. It is. It really is. It's like being a trainer. It's a thankless job, but these kids are really good. They really love the program. They really love these guys. And you can tell the guys love them too.
2 guys that were basketball managers in college.
You?
I was a basketball manager at UCA. Our good friend Doc Sadler, who's the head coach at Southern Miss, was a basketball manager at Arkansas. So you never know where these guys are going to end up.
Lead to. I didn't know that Aaron has interest in being a coach, so I'll take a little bit more time with him on the sideline because I didn't know he'd think anything about coaching.
Our Trojans will make the Georgia swing. We'll talk more about that when we come back.
When did too big to fail replace too smart to fail? When did trend overtake truth? When did putting clients first stop being second nature? For us, never.
You can't take a risk in any investment that if it goes wrong and you lose it all, that you endanger the ability of the firm to survive. And that's really what Wall Street forgot.
So when do you want to learn more about Stephens, one of the country's most successful investment banking firms?
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Duck hunting with Evans is one of my favorite things to do. It's a tradition in our family, and we've been hunting for generations in Arkansas. I grew up hunting with my dad, and now I do it with Evans. And it allows us to spend time together. It allows us to be outside and enjoy Arkansas, teaching them about nature, teaching them about the life lessons that come with it. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Shop Vail Chevy and VailChevy.com today.
Independence, the ability to think freely. It allows you to tell truth from trend, to put clients first, to take the long view.
We're privately owned. We don't have public shareholders, and that's the very significant difference between ourselves and other firms.
Since 1933, Independence has made Stephens one of the country's most successful investment banking firms. Feel free then to learn more about us.
This league is tough from top to bottom, Darrell Walker. We have played most of the teams twice, with the exception of the Georgia teams and the Louisiana teams, which will come in here next week. We're hitting the road, going down to Statesboro, Georgia, play Georgia Southern. We'll take a look at some highlights. Very, very good basketball team.
Well, this team, it all starts with that young man right there, Tukey Brown. I mean, he's just can flat out play. He's a point guard. He controls the game. He gets his teammates involved, and he also can score, averaging about 17 points a game. Sneaky athlete too, as you can see right here, going in for a dunk at 5'11". So we're going to have our hands full. We got to somehow corral him and keep him under control as much as we can.
If he were 6'3", 6'4", he'd be NBA material.
Yeah, he wouldn't be at Georgia Southern if he was 6'3", 6'4". I can guarantee you that. He'd be at a Power 5 school, and I'm not saying I think he still can play at a Power 5 school. He's a really, really solid player.
Is he a guy that might go to the league?
I think he has a chance. If he doesn't go to the league, he may play in the G League, or he can go overseas and play. But he's going to make some money somewhere, Ray. That's for sure. I'm positive of that.
Keys to playing these guys?
Oh man, they average 83 points a game. Can you say transition defense? And then another two thing nobody talks about. This team is a really good offensive rebounding team, so we're going to have to box out.
And the thing people have to understand about this basketball team and this school, this is a small facility. The people do support their team.
You're on top of your head, I heard.
And it will be loud, loud, loud.
Well, if you're going to be a good team, you got to go on the road and win some games. And there's no doubt we have 4 games left, Ray, and we got to go on the road and figure out a way how to get it done. I think we will.
So play the 2 Georgia schools, play Georgia State on Saturday in Atlanta, and then a week from tomorrow, we'll be back home to close out the season against the 2 Louisiana schools and needs folks at the Jack Stevens Center.
These probably, we're getting ready to play probably with the 4 best teams in the conference, all right behind each other. So we're going to take one game at a time right now. We're trying to dissect Georgia Southern and get ready for them Thursday, Ray.
Coach, it's been an awful lot of fun. The season's not over, but we do our
season's not over, Ray. Trust me.
We do our
thing on my mind.
Yeah, we do our coaches show in January and February, and then get into hopefully postseason play in March.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we're going to make a trip to New Orleans.
Now we're going to New Orleans. I don't care if it's a play-in game. It doesn't matter. You take one game at a time. My team is just focused on getting to New Orleans.
Folks, we appreciate you taking time to join us. Have a great rest of the week.
The Darrell Walker Coaches Show with host Ray Tucker has been brought to you by Stephens Incorporated, Cleve Addy Incorporated, Zips Car Wash, Glazers Distributing, and these fine brands. We urge you to drink responsibly. And Dillard's Department Stores. Go Trojans!